If you're a filmmaker, content creator, videographer, and you've ever had to share your storyboards and share your ideas with a client or other people on your team, you know it can be so hard to find the actual visuals that you picture in your head. And so today I want to walk you through my storyboard process and how I'm using AI tools to help me get images that are probably 90% closer to what I actually picture in my head, rather than spending hours hunting through Pinterest and Vimeo and all these other websites to find my frames. You can now generate images using ChatGPT and tools like Midjourney and all that to create what you actually picture in your head. And so I'm going to walk you through one of our most recent projects for our company, Particle Creative, working with a hockey brand, and how we actually created these images for that storyboard. So let's jump into my computer and we'll get started. Okay, so this is our standard kind of storyboarding template that we use for all our projects. And so what you'll see here is we have each of the frames laid out, what scene it is, and then just a brief description of what is going on. Before we obviously get to this stage, there's a ton of discovery calls that happens, meeting with the client, really understanding, okay, who's your target audience? What's the kind of dream outcome with this project? What are we trying to say? What are we trying to communicate? So yeah, once we've got that kind of locked in, for us that happens in either a Notion doc where we're kind of ideating all that stuff, or a Google Doc. But we don't really bring that to the client until we kind of have the idea fully fleshed out with visuals, because that's obviously kind of the whole point of the storyboard, is to give people kind of like a better visual idea. And so yeah, once we've got the whole idea fleshed out, obviously we need to get all these visuals so we can communicate all these things. So once we've got that, all it comes down to really, it's pretty simple, but it's going into ChatGPT and kind of taking, okay, here's what's going on in this scene. It's a dad and kids in a living room. They're watching a hockey game. So you can actually ask ChatGPT just, hey, can you build me a prompt for this? And so the cool thing is you can also even take it like a full scene. So you'll see here, we built out like a whole scene just from, taking this scene, throwing it in, and then it will build you prompts for every single thing that's going on. It was like take it or leave it, but the cool thing here is that you actually have everything laid out one by one. Then what you do, I'll show you an example here. So for example, this is when there's kind of like old school mini sticks happening. It's kind of chaotic and the dad's yelling at the kids, stuff like first to five. So yeah, we wanted to generate that image. So you'll see here, this was the prompt that we got through ChatGPT, and then bringing that into Midjourney. And this is what it generated. So the cool thing I like with Midjourney, we didn't do it here because again, these are kind of more just like to paint the picture for the client of like, here's what we're looking to capture to communicate this part. So you'll see here the hockey stick, like this is one of those like classic AI mishaps. So what I love about Midjourney, if you did want to get really specific, you can actually go in and paint that out and then submit the edit, and it'll actually like regenerate the same image, just trying to fix that little hiccup there. So again, depending how detailed and intense you want to go with stuff, like that's why I love Midjourney. It's just like one of those quick little tools and hacks that you can go in and do all that. So one of the things I want to walk you through now is just giving you an idea of, okay, here's what we had from the storyboard, and then here's the actual shot that happened in the final edit. So you'll see here, this is kind of the opening scene when they're watching TV, and then a commercial comes on. So the kid kind of slouches back on the couch because he's like annoyed that his hockey game's gotten interrupted. So you'll see here, we have this on the left here, that's the storyboard AI generated image, and then here's the actual shot that we got. Again, on this one, this is where things kind of change on set, like framing wise. You can obviously see this is a tighter shot, and then this is kind of like a medium-ish shot. We just wanted to get a little more of like the bin that he's searching through when he's looking for like his old mini stick stuff. So again, AI versus the actual shot. The next one here, this is where working with the client, and obviously it being mini sticks, there's a lot of like nostalgia around that. So even for me, this was such a fun project to work on because growing up in the 90s, we had these like plastic hockey sticks. Now they're like full-blown like composite style. They look legit. But back then it was just like this plain white plastic hockey stick, and we would actually curve it over the stove and do the angle and all that stuff. So we wanted to bring that nostalgia piece in to this project. So you'll see here, again, like this is where I think the AI stuff really shines, because to find something like this with the kind of idea that like what you picture in your head could be pretty challenging to find. So having an AI generated image as our reference here, and then you can see this is the actual shot that we got. Next one, this is when the kids come to the door. Again, some things change throughout the project, obviously, which is fine, but this kind of gives us the general idea, like the kids are coming to the door, they're excited to like try the mini sticks thing as the dad's looking through all his old equipment. So yeah, storyboard, actual shot. And then this is the last one. This is where one of those moments again where, yeah, we could probably find another ball hitting a ball. For me, it just comes down to the efficiency and how quick this is. Like, you know, you could spend a whole day hunting for images where you could actually just take a morning, build a bunch of prompts out, and the whole project is pretty much, you know, laid out visually within a morning, which is pretty wild. So I think in this age of AI and everything going on, I think as filmmakers or people that do this for a living, we're really scared of it. And I think this is one way that you can leverage AI to your advantage. This is really just a way for you to actually truthfully communicate what you have in your head and do it in a way that's fast and efficient. So AI, of course, it's going to replace a lot of things, but I think at the end of the day, it still comes down to your individual creativity and your ability to tell stories. That's something that AI will never be able to replace. We've heard that 1,000 times, but I think it's true. The emotional impact, just the connection that people can build through storytelling, I don't think that's ever going to change. And so if you're a filmmaker, content creator, videographer, creative who's a bit hesitant about AI or scared of it, this is, again, just a way that I think you can leverage it and you can use it to your advantage. So yeah, check it out.